Hey, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Pickens. You may know me from the YouTube videos Out of Body Experience and The Cost of a Fantasy. For the last 6 months to a year, I have been very quiet because I'm very cautious when it comes down to the things that I believe God has spoken to me and inspired me to say and share. The last thing I want is anybody to grab what I said and God has not said it. So I prayerfully take my time when I'm sharing these things. For the last few months, I've been working very hard. I have a business. I have a few businesses, and um, most of you guys know that God normally deals with me in vision and dreams, and sometimes in dreams it's more afar off, meaning prepare now for what's coming, and visions are more like now. It's in front of your face. Be careful, you may walk up on it. And for the last few days, as I was working, God began to share a vision with me. He showed me the vision of a hamster. A hamster was running on a wheel, and it was running fast, and it almost seemed as if it did not run out of energy. And I was like, wow, look at the hamster go. And the Lord spoke to me in a louder voice, and He said, son, He said, you are likened unto a hamster. And I'm like, Lord, what does that mean? He said, you are likened unto a hamster. I'm like, Lord, I don't understand what that means. And He said, you notice how the hamster is just running and running, but yet when you back up and you look at the hamster, you notice it's running and running, but yet it's not going anywhere. It was amazing to me how much energy this hamster was using, and it had no idea that it wasn't even going anywhere. It was running in place. It was exercising its abilities, yet still bound by a cage. He said, son, this nation is likened unto a hamster. He said, they're doing so much on their jobs, but yet their work is going undone. He said, they're doing so much for their jobs, but yet the kingdom is not going forward. The Lord began to speak to me directly, and He said, son, you've been working your job so much that you have placed your work on a shelf. He said, son, Jesus said, I must work the work of Him who sent me while it is day. For a nighttime coming where no man can work. He said, son, do you understand when Jesus said He must work the work while it is day, while the opportunity is at hand? For a nighttime cometh where no man can work. Son, he began to tell me, He said, son, there's a deadline to all things. And He said, what happened if Jesus never finished the work? You would have never had salvation. He said, if that is true, then what happens when you don't do your work? How many people were supposed to be saved and come to me when you completed your work? And now because the absence of your work, there is an absence and a shortage of people. He said, son, I want you to warn my people, it's time to do the work. He said, son, it's time for my people to finish the work. What God's called you to do. Start that beauty shop, start that barber shop, start that school, start that church, start that nonprofit organization, start that mentorship program, start that fathering program, start that mothering program. What does God call you to do? He said, son, begin to tell my people it's time for them to finish the work. Many of us have been doing all that we can on our job to survive, but God has called you to live through your work. It's time for us to come from surviving to living by obeying God. And the Lord began to speak to me. He said, son, you must work the work while it is day, while you have the opportunity, for nighttime cometh where no man can work. So I want to encourage you, work the work. Start it. In spite of what you don't have, in spite of people that don't support you, even if all odds are against you, know that greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You have what you need to start. Christ is all you need to finish. So what are you waiting for? Don't start tomorrow. Start today. Be blessed.